All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakudash. The honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that we will. And citation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. It's your brother Dawada coming back out here once again with another weekly edification, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know, according to the scriptures, you are the children of Israel. All right, you know you are in this here place called, with the scripture called Babylon the Great. You know, and here in captivity in the United States. All right, and you're serving your enemies. All right, who the scripture goes in is Esau. You know him as the so-called white people. All right, now we've been having a lot of things transpire over the last couple of weeks. You know, we've been heavy on the wars and the rumors of wars. All right, you've been seeing a lot of famines, plagues, and pestilence and things like that. All right, marking what? The times of the end. All right, you know, we're in these latter days. All right, where a lot of prophecy is coming to pass, man. All right, so we're starting to see a lot of these things being made manifest right before our eyes. We see that we're coming to the end. But you still have a lot of our people that are just newly waking up. A lot of our people that are, like you see a little child in their sleep or somebody, almost waking up. They start tossing and turning, rubbing their eyes before they're fully awake. All right, you have our people that are coming to, not to say to their senses, but coming to certain, markers in their life where they start to wake up and ask certain questions. All right, and I've been seeing this kind of trending over the week, on certain channels, dealing with Jakes and things like that, where they start asking certain questions, especially with the passing of the Queen. People starting to go into a lot of this here history about certain things. And so now they start to ask certain questions. Hey, what's going on with this and what's going on with that? And, the history of what Esau wound up doing to our people is coming to the forefront, all right, which is stirring up certain questions in people's minds about why are we in the condition that we're in, all right, and the things that's going on between us, man. All right, but at the end all be all, man, the Lord has, well, let's go ahead and read that as a prophecy real quick. All right, because what you don't understand is that, all these things that you see is being predicated off of what? It's all off of prophecies, man, all right? In fact, I'll read that before I get this here precept. Let me hold this though. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 1. 2nd Ezra 15 and 1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the word of prophecy." All right, and so, hey, going into this here thing, and let me read this other precept too. Going into this here topic that we're about to speak on. All right, all of this is based off of what? Prophecy, the words that the Lord had written in this here book. This is why what makes this here book, you have a lot of people that talk about, I'm religious, I believe in God, but I don't believe in the Bible because man wrote the Bible and everything else like that, man. But this just goes to show how flawed the minds of our people are, man. All right, because any and everything else that you know about right about now was written by what? A man. All right, you don't believe in driving. Your driving courses and you was taught by a man how to drive, right? And the laws here in America, your history and everything. How come you don't refute history? All right, you learned about all that in a book that was written by man. All right, so you have to understand it. Of course, the scriptures. If you actually read the scriptures, all right, there's no debate about who wrote the scriptures, man. All right, mostly all the books in the Bible, they open up telling you who wrote what scripture. You know what I'm saying? Who's penning down the scriptures. But then they'll also tell you about, how it was conceived. It's not like again, if you've ever read the Bible, you already know, the scriptures will say, hey, the Lord came unto me and told me this, to write this in the paper. You know what I'm saying? Let's read that again. 2nd Ezra 15 and 1, it says, "Behold, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." All right, so, hey, again, this is Ezra, all right, that was writing this here down. All right, but then, how do I say, he was told, hey, the Lord told me to do this. The Lord told me to write this down in paper for their, it's prophecy. They're faithful and true. Now, you can say that anybody, and that's, the proof is in the pudding, more or less to say, man. Because anybody could have just wrote down anything that they wanted to write down and just say, oh, this is that, and so on and so forth. But, hey, throughout multiple, or throughout, time itself, you had multiple different writers write down at different time frames, different periods, pretty much the same story, man. They prophesied about the same story, they prophesied about the same things, but then what's more important than that, hey, you can say, hey, well, they just copied down what the last person wrote down. Well, hey, how come it's thousands of years later and we starting to see these things come to pass? How come it's, all this time has gone past, but now you're starting to see these things being revealed unto you, man? That's where the proof is in the pudding, man. Because again, it's just somebody was just to write about these things, back in the days, 1,000 years ago, say, hey, man, at this certain point in time, you're gonna start seeing dragons start to fly throughout the sky. You're gonna see 5 different moons appear in the sky. You know what I'm saying? The sun is gonna just burn out or something like that, man. And we didn't see any of these things, we would know it's false. But like John the Revelator wrote about, the mark of the beast. What do you see these systems being put together right now, being based on, man? All right, you see about wars and rumors of wars. What do you see being put in place right now, man? You hear them talking about the thermonuclear missiles. What do you see being put in place right now, man? All right, you seeing prophecies of Jake waking up. All right, you see these things happening, man. The Valley of the Dry Bones. You see all these different things coming to pass at this point in time, and yet people still underestimate the fact of the matter that the Lord is preordained these here words to be written down in paper. All right, for what? For prophecy's sake, man. All right. So let me read this here precept real quick. This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see that thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant and of thy brother, and that have the testimony of Yahushua." It says, worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So, hey, the spirit of the Lord is what? The spirit of what? Prophecy, man. All right, you saying that you're a so-called Christian, you're coming into this here, in this here walk, you're trying to teach the word, you're coming after Yahushua, or how they say, after the spirit of Jesus or Christianity and things like that, man. But hey, man, you go into these churches and things like that, man. They in their terms, yeah, they are in the spirit of Jesus, all right. But we're in the spirit of Yahushua, man. All right, the spirit of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, man. You go into these churches and things like that. What are they telling you, man? Oh, God wants you to prosper, be prosperous, and things like that. They telling you all kind of, they tell you a soothing story, man. All right, they tell you just sweet things, the smooth things to do what? To finesse you, put you back to sleep and things like that, man. All right, but matter of fact, last week I was out here, and then a guy walked by and he was, asking me some questions and things like that, and he said he sees me out here all the time, so he was just curious about what I was out here doing. So I gave him a little brief rundown, a brief summary about, we're just out here preaching, reading out the Bible and everything else like that, and so on and so forth, and then asking if he was a so-called Christian. Or he said that, I asked him if he believed in the Bible. He said, yeah, I'm a Christian, and so on and so forth. And this, I was like, hey, what do you think about the things that's going on in the world right now? All these different things that's going on. He's like, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that. But yet, when you start going to the scriptures, that's when it's time to skedaddle on up the block. But hey, if you're a so-called Christian, all right, and you talking about being into these, into the scriptures and things like that, a follower of the Lord, all right, you should be in what? The spirit of what? Prophecy, man. You should be inquiring of prophecy, man, meditating therein, all right. But yet and still, these people are more or less on prosperity and things like that, man. Oh, go to church and sing some psalms, praise and worship and things like that, man. This is how you praise and worship the Lord, man. All right, by going into these here scriptures, bringing forth the words of the Lord, bringing forth the words. Hey, man, if you wanted to, let's say, for instance, if you wanted to big up Martin Luther King, more or less to say praise and worship Martin Luther King in a sense, right? What would you do? You start repeating after the things that he was saying. Oh, I have a dream. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream that this, and that, and so on. Hey, man, you're bigging him up, man. You're bringing forth and bringing, glory unto his name by repeating the things, his message, pushing forth his message and things like that, man. All right, you hear a lot of these different people say, like, let's say, for instance, Kevin Samuels, right? People always keep going into, he pretty much coined this. He didn't invent it or anything, but he coined his term high value man and average at best and things like that. So, hey, you're keeping that spirit alive, all right, by just, saying those things, man. So how much more of bringing, that vibration of the Lord back by what? Going into his word and speaking forth his words, man. Thus saith the Lord this, thus saith the Lord that, man. That's how we praise, honor, and worship the Most High, man. All right, not going into these churches and singing these little songs and everything else like that, because, hey, man, you can sing some damn Lil Jon or some whatever and get crunk to that mess, man. Be over there moving and grooving and everything else like that, man. But hey, at the end all be all, man, going into these here words, man, the prophecy, man. All right, edifying the sheep, feeding the sheep. The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep, man. All right, not just because you can feed a person, but it's not really nourishing a person, man. Go to McDonald's, man. Go spend you about $20, $30. Well, probably more now, but go to McDonald's, spend you about $20, $30 worth of some damn food over in there, man. You might eat and get a little full for that time in that moment, but look, 20, 30 minutes later, your ass gonna be hungry again, man. All right, but then yet and still you go spend $20, $30 at the damn grocery store and go get you some real food, and then you eat, you're gonna be full for the rest of the night, man. All right, because this real food is really nourishing and things like that, man. But hey, what these pastors and these preachers that they teach you in these churches, it's like drinking salt water, man. It leaves you hungrier than before, man. All right, or thirstier than before. All right, you're still constantly looking. Hey, again, we see these people week in and week out. We talk to them and everything else like that, and then they be lost in the sauce, man. You start asking them a couple questions, and they have to sit there and reevaluate their whole faith, man. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what these things are all about, man. I don't know who this person is, but yet and still, you know, they call themselves Christians, man. Call themselves going to these here churches, but hey, now the Lord has had things set up to the point to where, you know, a lot of things are happening, a lot of things are taking place to where people have to scratch their head and ask these questions, man. Again, like with the Queen passing away, and the response that the world is giving to those things, you know, not, you know, in the media, you know, people are saying that, oh, they're sad, they're mourning and everything else like that. But hey, man, you have constantly lots and lots of people making these YouTube videos, like so-called not downplaying her death, but you know, just pretty much shitting on her name, man. And people are like, why y'all doing it? That's rude and everything else. Then they bring out the history to what, you know, her people has done to the rest of these people, and the reason and the fact of the matter that she got so rich. You know, you got these spirits out there saying that, oh, they got so rich because they're, you know, it's a female queen and she was just smart. No, man, they pillaged the whole goddamn earth, man. All right, you know, that was when Esau had to circle the globe once, you know, and then now they circling the globe again with the Americans. All right, but yo, this is pretty much Esau being exposed on you know, on all levels, you know, being made bare. All right, matter of fact, let me read that scripture real quick. This is well, let me finish this off real quick, because we was going into these here prophecies. All right, you know, the fact of the matter that you know, that all these different things are you know, pointing people towards asking certain questions and things like that. All right, so this is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, surely Yahweh power will do nothing but revealed his secrets unto his servants the prophets. All right, now the prophets do what? They prophesy, man. All right, so in the midst of them prophesying, they would go forth and you know, people will have these certain questions about the things that's going on. Hey, why is this happening? What's going on with that? Hey, man, the Lord already gave those answers into his servants, the prophets, for the prophets to come out and to warn our people about, man. All right, so hey, when these people have these questions, especially like, you know, in a time like now, this is fuel for video topics and things like that. People come out with these questions. What's going on with this? What's going on with that? Why is the response of, you know, the Queen's death such a negative annotation right about now? Why are people acting the way that they're acting towards these things? It should be sad that she's passed away. But hey, most of you people don't realize the how do I say, the history of these things, man. All right, you know, I was watching on the news the other day speaking about like Canada and things like that, and then the answers come out just like, yo, why is the fact that Canada basically is or King what's his name? King Charles is now the head of state over Canada and things like that. It's like, well, you have to understand the fact of how the British monarch is set up, man. These are part of their commonwealths and things like that. So at the end all be all, man, this is all their so-called domain and things like that. So hey, you know, these how do I say, these situations put people in position to ask these questions and things like that. And then at the end all be all, this is, you know, time for us to go out and be able to expose these things. But, you know, this is all, you know, again, all set up by the Lord for these things to happen in these certain ways. For what? For the sheep to be fed, man. All right? So, hey, this is why we come out and we want to feed our people, to give them this information so that they're not actually lost out here in the world, man. Like the scriptures say, the light is coming to the world. Let's go ahead and read that real quick in John. This is John chapter 3. Matter of fact, there's the page. John 3 and chapter 9, verse 19, it says, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world. All right, and that light is what? This is truth, man. All right, the scrolls was open before the heavens, and now everything is being made manifest. All right, all these things are being shown forth to be faithful and true at this point in time, man. All right, so there should be no question, no doubt about the things that the Lord wrote down, the things that said that was going to happen, man. All right, because at the end all be all, man, these things are all showing forth to be what? You know, faithful and true. All right, they have these different you know, people that'll say certain things about this and certain things about that. You know, they have different ideologies when it comes to certain things in the scriptures. But hey, none of these things are coming true to the point, to the fact of comparably to what the men of the Lord have been saying, man. We've been talking about the MOTB. We've been talking about all these different things that's going forth. And then what do you see being made manifest? All right. But you basically have the men of the Lord now that's being putting forth this here truth and everything. You have this here truth that's being made manifest at this here point in time, and hey, it's irrefutable, man. All right. So this is going back to John chapter 3 and verse 19. This is John 3 and 19. It says, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. All right. And going into those things, man. Give us a second here. You got some stuff going on around here. But nevertheless, going back, John 3 and 19, it says, this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. So again, going into the fact of the matter of why all these different things are such touchy subjects, or also bringing up, not to say touchy subjects, they're actually good subjects, because why? They bring forth questionnaires of why certain things happen. All right. Let's see if these guys got everything going on. But nevertheless, it says, verse 20 says, for everyone that doth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. And that's the point. A lot of these different things and these topics that we start to speak about in these times, and especially over these here topics, is, hey, they don't want this here truth to come out, because why? This here truth is detrimental to their rulership, man. It's detrimental to their so-called schemes, man. If you see a so-called bank robber or something like that, man, you don't want a bank robber doesn't want you to take off his mask and expose who the situations that you have going on. He's like, hey, man, don't say my name, because why? You've exposed him for his evil deeds and the things that he's got going on. All right. But but at the end all be all, these things are hang on one second.
I appreciate it, thank you. It'll only be like 10 feet, thank you.
All right. We still got some situation going on over here, but we'll let this here calm down. But let me get back over here. All right. Going back, let me just go ahead and read this back from the top. John 3 and chapter 19. Hold on one second. I'm waiting on this to calm down. Hey, it wouldn't be a weekend preaching the word if you didn't have this here madness going on. But hey, this is, again, this is all proof to the pudding, man. Like I was going into using the analogy of a bank robber not wanting his mask to be revealed, because why? If you know who the bank robber is, it's not a very successful robbery now, is it? So hey, when you don't want this here truth to come forth, all right, this is why. It's because it's an exposure of you, all right? So going back, reading John 3 and 19, it says, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world. And what is light doing to a dark room, man? All right, it shows forth, all the so-called dangers. You may be in a dark room and walking around, you may stub your toe, may walk into something that you didn't know that was there. But guess what? If you had the light on, you will be able to see these things, man. So, hey, this is why the light is important into a dark room, but also in these same times, man, that light is important to the point to it's like, hey, man, what do we know what's going on? How do we know what's going on? How can we see what's the things we should be seeing? You know, all these different things being exposed. All right, so let me go and read that real quick. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse. I'm gonna read verse 6 first, and then I'm gonna jump back up to verse 1. Obadiah 1 and 6 says, "How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" All right, so it says, how are the things that Esau searched out, and how is his hidden things sought up? So, hey, man, first and foremost, hey, the Lord has put it into our spirit to go into these things, man. All right, to watch, man, to learn, man, to read, man. The scriptures say, "Blessed is he that readeth," man, and with all that get understanding. So, hey, the Lord has woke us up to these things and put us forth into these certain topics to look into these different things, man. So, hey, and also to refute a lot of these different things when people start saying certain stuff like, "Oh, this and that was going on." You know, I hear some of the things that the fact of not going too far off topic, but speaking on being so-called vegans and things like that. Oh, we just now started eating meat. We wasn't always eating meat and everything else like that. Like, well, how come it's throughout the Passover we're supposed to be eating lamb? All right, when you read about Solomon's feast and things like that, they was eating cows and everything else like that, man. So, you know, that goes to just throw that out of the woodwork, man. All right, so people always have this here, how do I say, they have this here mindset of certain things, but then what? When you go into the scriptures reveal all of these things for you, man. All right, you know, they talk about all types of things, but hey, the scriptures cut all these things, man. All right, like I said, again, the proof is in the pudding. This wasn't so-called man-made or made up by man. All right, because why? The things that was written there for are all coming to pass, man. What other book do you know of that you can go into like that where you can read about prophecies and these prophecies come to pass year after year after year? In fact, this shows us the roadmap that we're going towards here in the world, man. All right, it's giving us a guidance, man. Think about where we would be if we didn't have these here prophecies, man. All right, you know, we would be bugged out like the rest of these people out here, man. All right, a lot of these people out here just are lost in the sauce, don't know what the hell's going on, man. Throughout the last pandemic we just had, man, you had all these people that pretty much went off themselves because they thought that, hey, man, the end of the world was here. But, you know, I mean, true enough, the end of the world is here. But let me read this real quick to give you a little clarity on that. This is Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24 and verse, well, let me read a little bit of these, a little bit of Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 3 says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, or what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" All right, so, hey, the question was asked, what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? All right. Verse 6 says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So as we read into this, all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So as all these things, let me keep reading. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines." All right, which we're still in the times of these famines and things like that. As the days go forward, it's getting harder and harder for people to be able to make ends meet. And pestilence, all right, that shut down the whole economy, the 2020. All right, and earthquakes in diverse places. You've seen these bizarre weather effects and things like that, man. All right, verse 8 says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows." All right, let me jump over to verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." So, hey, when you think about these things, man, again, you know, Tawada Yahabashim Yahushua for giving us this here word, man. All right, because the fact of the matter is, if we didn't have this here word, man, all right, we would be out here lost in the sauce as well, too, man. Like I said at the beginning of this here pandemic, man, there's a lot of people that wind up taking their own lives because, why? They thought that the end was here, man. All right, which the end is here, but at the same time, the scriptures say the end is not yet. You know, all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, things are going to get worse and worse and worse. These are just the beginning of sorrows, man. All right, so we're at the beginning of the so-called end, but at the end all be all, man, hey, this is just the first leg of it, man. All right, so all those that wind up, taking their lives in the beginning of the pandemic, all right, they didn't even see how it, you know, the economy would wind up collapsing the way that it did. All right, it still ain't got to the full collapse, man. They wouldn't seen how they started to implement these the tequila shots, man. They wouldn't have seen how they would starting to push to implement these CBDCs, all right, you know, which is going into the mark of the beast, man. they wouldn't have been noticing all these different things, man. Full-on famines and wars and rumors of wars, man. All right, thermonuclear warfare at the end all be all, man. They hadn't even been around to see the chariots, man. So hey, all these are the beginning of sorrows. You have a whole lot more to come to pass after the fact, man. So hey, again, like I said, hey, the water Yahabashim Yahushua for giving us these here words. All right, you know, this is the light and the darkness, so we would know how to move in these times, man. We wouldn't be easily moved or easily shaken. And in fact, for the Lord's elect, man, this is good news, man. This is the gospel, man. The good news for us, man. This is bad news for Esau and his kingdom, but this is good news for us. All right, because at the end of the day, man, we're out here warning our people of the judgment that's coming and to repent. Hey, but for the rest of these heathens out here, man, this is their downfall, man. All right, so hey, as we are out here just how do I say, warning our people of these things to come, man, or again, these things are set forth to stir up certain questions, man. So let's go back and read that again. It says, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. So hey, the answers came in. All right, so going back to that Obadiah 1 and 6, how are the things of Esau searched out and his hidden things sought up? Hey man, the Lord said, you know, that light is coming to the world. All right, you know, you can go into 2 Thessalonians, how the Lord said he was gonna consume that wicked son of perdition, Esau Edom, with the spirit of his mouth. All right, through his prophets. The Lord would do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets, man. All right, so going into all these different things through the words of prophecy, man. All right, these are, let's go back to that 2nd Ezra 15 real quick. All right. 2nd Ezra 15 and 1, it says, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. All right, and he told his prophets to speak the words that he will put in his mouth. All right, the words of prophecy, man. To do what? To expose this damn devil, man. Expose all these different things, but more or less to be a light in darkness, man. All right, because at this point in time, like I said, you have the lost sheep out here, man. The valley of the dry bones walking around with questions into their minds, trying to figure out the things that's going on, man. Trying to figure out which way to go, trying to figure out how to move in a room full of vultures, how to move in a room full of darkness, man. All right, through this here light, man. How can we sit here and prevail? How can we sit here and move forward? How can we keep going? How can we keep an upbeat spirit and not being sad and sorrowful in this point in time, where, like I said, you got people that's out here, what they call death by despair, offering themselves from the things that's coming to pass, man. Yeah, things is getting hard out here for people, but hey, man, we're out here rejoicing because why? We know that the Lord is coming to deliver us from these things, man. The rest of these people, hey, they put their whole, investment into this here world, man. So as these things are starting to crumble for them, man, they see that their whole futures is dying off, man. But we see what? The opposite of that, man. We see as all these things crumbling, we see our future approaching, man. Salvation is approaching us, man. So hey, we're in a time of rejoicing while the rest of these people are sorrowing, man. So let's go back to that Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out and how the hidden things sought up? All right, and hey, through the Lord, let me go back to Ezekiel. Now we just read in 2nd Ezra 15 about how the Lord said, cause these words are faithful and true, and cause them to be written in paper. All right, this is here we go right here. Ezekiel chapter 3. Matter of fact, let me go back a little bit. Let me start up. Let me go to not second address. Let me go to Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, and when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And it spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. All right, so hey, this is talking about what? The scriptures, man. The scriptures was laid before him. All right, you start looking for truth, and a lot of brothers come into the truth like that, man. Before coming into this here truth, their spirit was seeking out the truth, and that was their path anyway. All right, they started looking for truth, looking for things, looking for answers. I know I can speak for myself and many other brothers, man. Before finding the truth and things like that, man, you got on the internet, was looking for truth about this, looking for truth about that. You might have started down all kinds of different rabbit holes about certain things and finding out, wait, this is not how things are set up. You find out about little small things and they grow into bigger things, man. You start finding out about financial secrets and loopholes, the Federal Reserve and things like that, the people who run the world. Then you start one more, well, how do they do this with the banking system? Well, who are these people that's controlling the banking system? Where do they come from? Where are their origins? Or why are they doing all these things? And then that leads you down the path. And guess what? At the end of that path is what? The scriptures, man. All right, and the Lord opens up your eyes and give you that oil to be able to understand what's going on. All right, and then, hey, you want to being fed, man. All right, you're nourished up, you start being built up, then ultimately you go out and you start teaching and raising up the rest of the sheep, man. All right, so hey, the Lord is wanting up, raising up His prophets, man, by way of what? By way of preaching, man, by way of this here word. All right, continuing on, Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 9, it says, "And when I looked, behold, there was written, slide. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And it spread before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written lamentation, or it was written therein lamentation, mourning, and woe." All right, the good, the bad, the ugly, man. All right, because you know when we go into these here scriptures, you know, there's a lot of different things that's in these here scriptures. Yeah, you may find out that you're the children of the Lord, but hey, it's a sad, sorrow, messed up story that we had to go through, man. You know, and we're still going through. We're about to be coming up out of these things, but at the end all be all, man, you know, it's how they say, it's a long journey, man. All right, we had to go through a whole lot in this here thing. So at the end of the day, you know, you find out about all these different things, and you realize, you know, but it is, again, at the same time, it's some type of relief, because it tells you about, hey, man, you're going through these things because this is the reason why, or these are the reason why you're going through these things. So at the end of the day, that you're not, how do I say, just stuck out there in the darkness and just lost. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. And you're not just out there lost in the darkness, man, because these things are wind up being that light to guide you down the path. Like I said, man, you have a lot of people out here just trying to ask, well, what's going on with this, what's going on with that, especially Jake, man. Jake trying to figure out why we in this position that we in right now, man. And they can go search high and low, and guess what? They're never, it's like that McDonald's, man. They're never satisfied with this, man. Oh, we're treated this way because of our skin color. No, that can't be quite right. It's something else about this. It can't be this, it's because of that. Oh, it's because we don't save our money. Hey, man, you start seeing certain things once, you know, hey, the deeper you start digging, man, you start seeing those, how they say, those spiritual ceilings and those spiritual walls that be around your ass, man. All right, and you come to a conclusion, you start asking for, you start looking for answers, man. All right, and the only answers that you're going to want to find and that makes sense is what? The actual truth that's in these here scriptures, man, broke down the right way, man. All right, you don't go to church and they tell you, hey, man, you one of these curses, man. All right, now they may tell you you're a cursed people because your skin color, but end all be all, man, they don't go and tell you, hey, man, you're under these here curses, because why? You turned your back on the Most High, man, and He wanted, this is your punishment, man. All right, if somebody was to tell you those things, you know, it's like a child, man. Child wake up and try to figure out, how come I'm on punishment, man? How come I can't go outside and play? How come I ain't got my little iPad, my video game, and everything else like that? How come my friends got video games and cell phones and everything else like that, and how come I don't got none? Well, hey, look, son, you was out here, you was on some fuck shit out here, man. You know, you was over here, you know, not doing your homework, not cleaning your room, not doing any of these things, not following directions. So I took away all your toys and all your little goodies and everything else like that, man. All right, now a wise kid, you know, you can have a rebellious kid that just want to rebel even more. Oh, what kind of father would take away my toys because I don't want to clean my room? You a bad father. You a bad this. You a bad. Hey, man, you just a rebellious ass child. That's all it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But what? A wise child will repent. You know what? I'm sorry. Let me go clean up my room now. Let me bring my grades up now. You know, hey, you seen it. You might have lived this, or you might have seen it on TV or something like that. You know, maybe there's a school field trip that your kid want to go on or something like that. Maybe a summer camp they may want to go to. Maybe they want to go hang out throughout the summer with their friends and everything else like that. But guess what? They want to be a clown in school all year long and fail. All right. Then now all of a sudden, you know, they got to go to summer school, man. They can't go out on vacation. They can't go out with their cousins and so on and so forth because, wow, they got to go back and finish off this summer school, man. Man, why I got to get up and go to summer school while everybody else is down at the theme park? Because your ass didn't know how to listen in the class, man. I told you you're supposed to be listening and paying attention to what the teacher say, but what do you want to do? Go out there and act the ass, man. You want to be rebellious, man. So this is now your punishment, man. Now the kid, again, a wise kid would sit there and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to do better next year. I ain't going to do this no more, so I don't have to miss out on my summers no more. But a rebellious kid going to do what? Be that same ass rebellious kid and get left behind year after year after year after year into this nigga now getting put out of school because he 18 to 21 years old in the 5th grade and can't go nowhere, man. Now he blaming it on us. Man, this is just a messed up system. Bro, all you had to do was turn in your homework, man. All you had to do was show up to class and show up on time and do the basics, man. You got people, you way smarter than half the people that didn't graduate, but you just refuse to follow the order, man. So this is your punishment, man. So again, this is, you know, the answers to where we at, man. We see these things go on around us throughout life, but we can't understand this on a spiritual level, man. All right, you know, give the example of a kid in school and not paying attention and getting left behind and failing and not being able to participate in certain things, going on certain field trips, not being able to get these rewards and perks. But when it comes to Jake, man, Jake don't understand that, you know, in a spiritual situation, how we can live like this to the Lord and not be compensated for these things, man. All right, whether it be right or whether it be wrong. But let me continue this in Ezekiel chapter 3. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. All right. So open my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. Which is going into let me read verse 3. And he said it unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. Honey for sweetness. Let me read verse 4. And he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak my words unto them. All right. And so, hey, this is to our people. This was supposed to be spoken to our people, to the fact of the matter of these are the things that, we have going on. All right. So we were supposed to be what? Waking our people up by way of what? This here word, man. All right. So when we go back to this Obadiah, when it's speaking about how let me go back real quick. Hang on. So I gotta drop the page. All right. Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? So, hey, when answering some of these questions, why are we in these predicaments that we're in and all these different things? And like I say, with certain things that's going on in the news and stuff like that, it's driving people to ask certain questions. What's going on? Why everybody taking the queen's death a certain type of way? But look at their wickedness and the things that they've been doing, man. All right, now look at all the history and everything else like that. A lot of people didn't even know about these things, man. A lot of people just now are finding out about, the so-called commonwealths or the places that, that they hold as territories, and then they go back and they're like, well, I thought they was their own sovereign country. Like, nah, that's owned by them. Well, why is it owned by them? Because they took them into captivity. See, y'all want to get past the so-called slavery stuff, but you got people still in slavery today, man. They just don't know that they're in slavery or in captivity, man. This is why what's his name, King Charles became king over all these different places, man. And they don't even realize, like, damn, Canada, bro? You know what I'm saying? All these other places and stuff like that. Hey, these nations, you see these people mourning, out in Africa. All right, you have what they call the British Virgin Islands and things like that, man. All these people want to be released, man. They want to become sovereign nations, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? They still in that subjection. But, when it comes to our people, like the scriptures say, who's going to be taken into captivity and no man will buy us, meaning no man was going to redeem us, all right, save the Lord, man. The Lord's going to come and save us and deliver us from this here, this wicked ass, man. But, again, going back into the times that we're living in, these scenarios that's coming to pass, man, all right, raising up for a lot of these here questions. This is why this is why the prophets was sent forth. Let me read that real quick. Let me read this again and then go back. Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are hidden things sought up? And we also read about in Amos about how the Lord would do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. All right, let me read this in Ezekiel 3 and 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. All right, so hey, we were supposed to go and give our people warning, all right, from the Most High, all right, about the things that's coming to pass, being that light and that darkness, man. All right, showing them the way so that what? Jake wouldn't be out here unstable, wouldn't have, all these different things coming to pass, especially if you're in this here truth, and people will start, you start seeing and hearing people wake up around you, all right, and you're like, oh man, y'all see this, y'all see that, y'all see what's going on here and there. A lot of times it's not no big news into you. It might be some exciting shit, but it's not big news to you. Oh, you know what I just found out, man? They've been poisoning the water supply, the food supply. This is like, yeah, I know. It's not that big deal to you because you've already known these things, man. You're so far ahead of these people when it comes to these things. Like, yeah, this is Esau, man. What did you expect, man? What did you expect going on? You got to remember, like, I had to have this conversation with somebody the other day. They was finding out about, I forgot what they found out about, but it was some type of wickedness that Esau was doing. And I had just like one of those shake-up moments, like, pull yourself together there. Remember who you dealing with, man. This is literally the devil, man. This is the same type of nigga that do mass sacrifices, killing off thousands of people at a moment and point in time for their own benefit, man. Like, you really dealing with the devil here. You got to put this in perspective, man. All right, you living in some real spiritual times where all these things that you thought of was metaphors and allegories and symbology of certain things. Like, no. This is the real deal, man. This is real deal wickedness, man. So y'all thought that some real deal wickedness was just somebody cussing you out or something like that, man. Like, nah, man. Look, you thought what Jake was out here doing was wicked. Like, nah, man. Look what Esau over here doing on a large scale, man. All right, got people in captivity, hammering off the whole earth. Like, yo. Oh, we was talking about the food situation, man. It was like, oh, well, we running out of food, so that's why they got this new stuff where they damn near trying to feed you crickets and bugs and everything else like that. Like, bro, you got to remember who you're dealing with, man. And I was like, go watch the movie The Hunger Games, man. There's a couple scenes in there where they show the people, they living all in poverty and everything else like that. And they get on this damn train, and then the people, they looking at the shit. It's like, man, what the fuck is this? We ain't never seen no food like this before. They got meats and everything. They got all kind of shit on this here train. But these people are so used to just eating damn near crumbs and everything else like that. Like, look, this is what you got going on nowadays, man. These damn elites would have you sit here and think that that there's a scarcity of everything else like that, and like no, but you again, well, why would they do this? Why would the governments do that? Like, all right, to answer that question, you have to think about who you dealing with, man. Scripture say never trust thy enemy, but at the end all be all, this is the damn devil, man. This is what he do, man. You know what I'm saying? The things that we're not gonna get into some of these people, like I said, but like you got some of these people who do certain things to children and everything else like that and get caught about it. You know what I'm saying? They blaming R. Kelly, but you got people who be flying them all over the world for all these different elites and everything else like that, man. All right, these are the people that you're dealing with, man. All right, but hey, you know, when you start speaking about these things, you know, they want to condemn you. Again, going back to that they don't want to come to the light because their deeds were evil. All right, they call it so-called, you know, misinformation or hate speech and things like that. When we tell you like, yo, man, these people out here, you know, but we can freely talk about R. Kelly and things R. Kelly got going on. But then with this other guy that's flying these little children around, grooming little children and flying around for all these goddamn elites to his own islands and shit like that, you can't even speak about that. You know what I'm saying? What the Queen's son is doing to these folks and these world leaders is doing on these, you can't speak about none of those things, even though they didn't wind up getting busted. You can't speak about none of these things, man. A couple years ago, when what was it? Hillary was planning on running for president and things, and all those emails and the things came out about the little pizza place and everything. Can't speak about none of those. Oh, that's fake. That's conspiracy. This is not real and everything. A couple years later, you got Epstein get caught up. Like, nigga, it's the same story they was just talking about, man. All right, with the same people involved. So, what the hell? How come we can't talk about these things? But again, it's like that robber pulling his mask, or not pulling his mask off, a masked robber in the bank, and somebody, hey Jim, come on Jim, like, hey, don't call me by my name, you exposing me, man. I don't want to get caught up with this BS. But hey, the Lord sent forth his prophets to do what? To take off that mask. Matter of fact, let's read that real quick, man. We'll come back to that Obadiah. This is this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse let me start at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, that so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right. So what it says, that man of sin, the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who's going to sit in the position as if he is God, man. So this is the point in time now where that wicked one is being revealed, man. And how is he being revealed? He's being revealed through what? The mouths of the prophets, man. All right. So hey, now you can well, let's just jump down real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So again, that wicked is being revealed through what? The spirit of the Lord's mouth, through his prophets. His prophets is going out here exposing all these different things that's coming to pass, and all these different things that's happening. So what? The Lord put forth, just like in the old times, man. Before anything happened, the Lord always sent forth his prophets to do what? To prophesy about these things that's coming to pass. Even with Noah in the ark, man. Hey, it's about to start raining. It's about to start flooding, man. Hey, y'all better get right or get on the ark, or get on the ark or get left out here, man. All right. So all these different times, you know, the Lord sent forth his prophets to do what? To reveal the you know, his plan. All right. Especially when it comes time for judgment. All right. But what? These judgments came because of what? A lack of living in righteousness, more or less to say. But hey, in reality, it's all been set up by the Most High, because look, he reigneth in the kingdom of men, man. He set it up one and take it down another, man. All right, so hey, it's the end of their time frame to be ruling, man. Same with Esau over here, man. It's the end of his rulership, so now it's time for him to prime time to go back to that Obadiah 1. All right, Obadiah 1:6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? All right, now let me jump up to verse 1 and 2. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. All right, you know, in the scripture say that, let me grab that real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. I'm over here losing pages. Give me a second. 2nd Ezra 6 and 7 says, then answered I and said, what shall be the part and asunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he saith unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so hey, when you go into these things, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So as we're reading these things again, that light and darkness, man, exposing how the hidden things of Esau searched out and sought up, man. All right, exposing these things, man. Going into the time frames. Hey, the scripture said the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right, measuring the time diligently. We know where we at right about now, man. All right, he's been in rulership, but let's continue on to notice Obadiah 1. It says the vision of Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And see, you're starting to see these nations actually are all rising up against Esau, Edom, man. Especially with the predicated off the things that's going on in the Ukraine, man. All right, actually, Babylon the Great, and the beast waged war over there on Ukraine and everything else like that, and then got this harsh response from Russia. All right, now with them putting the sanctions and everything on Russia, it's actually bankrupting their own allies, which is what? Causing the beast to start to hate the whore, starting to get these other nations to start looking at America with the side eye and everything else like that. All right, raising up against battle against her, man. Like the scriptures say, also prophesy, man. All right, your own counsel shall bring you down. Now, when you read that in the NLT, it says your own schemes shall bring you down, because they trying to go and get more land, but their own schemes is turning their allies into enemies, so it's bringing her out towards battle, man. All right, matter of fact, let me jump down to verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there's no understanding in him. So all the men of thy confederacy, all the men of thy your allyship, you know what I'm saying? All your different allies in this scenario, man, will wind up turning on you. Why? Because of your own doings, your own schemes, your own mechanisms, the things you got planned. Not because they just decided to wake up one day, it was like, man, to hell with this here country, man. Nah, man. Because of the positions you put them into. So now these nations are rising up against her in battle. All right, because why? She's being exposed. Well, let's continue reading that Obadiah. Obadiah 1:7 says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised. So it says, I have made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised. In fact, let me, here's let me, want to look this up, because there's I believe there's something else that's written right there. Oops. So all right, so going into this here word, it says a vile person, a worthless person, to cause to be despised. All right, so thou art greatly despised, thou art greatly counted as vile. All right, a vile person, a worthless person, man. So now this is the point where you're starting to see, again, America's allies, not going too far off topic, but dealing with that how you say, the energy crisis and things like that, man. All right, they're like, it's kind of worthless us following after, the great horde, because what do we benefit, man? If anything, it's only hurting our nation economically and everything else like that. So, hey, this is a worthless partnership, man. Now you becoming greatly despised, man. We tired of following after these folks. Macron over there in England, I'm talking, we got to be diplomatic. We got to sit here and follow a protocol and things like that. We just can't cast these people out. All right, but hey, these are the things, these are the moves that their own counsel is bringing them to this here point, man. All right, but hey, it's all according to prophecy that these things is all coming up, man. It's the scriptures say in Proverbs, is it 20? I think it's Proverbs 20 or 21, one of the two. Proverbs 21. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So hey, you know, the reason that these nations are doing making these certain moves is because ultimately it's the Lord that's doing these things, man. It's ultimately the Lord that's bringing them down to this pit, man. It's ultimately the Lord that's over here causing them to be brought down before these other nations, to be greatly despised before these nations, to make these different moves and everything else like that, to move in the way that they're moving, man. Because hey, we just read Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So the Lord is transitioning these here kingdoms and things like that to the point to where let me find this other precept real quick. Actually, it's well, I can just start at the top real quick and then read down. The point I want to grab is in point verse 4. All right, this is matter of fact, let me just get to the point. Sirach 10 and 4, and I'm gonna jump over. Sirach 10 and 4 says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable." So, hey, reading that again, it says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord." So we just read about how the Lord, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. You know, he turned it whithersoever he will. So, hey, you think you see these world leaders making these moves and everything else like that, but it's the Lord putting these spirits on them to be able to move accordingly to his will, man, to do the things that he's planning on doing, man. You know, prime example, you have, well, we can see this in real time taking place. Let's get over to this Ezekiel 38 real quick. All right, because this is a major prophecy that's taking place. Ezekiel 38, just jumping to the point. Well, let me read this from 4 through 7. All right, and it's talking about Russia over there. It says, Ezekiel 38 and 4 says, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armors, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, and all of them with shields and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Tomargoth, the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, and all the company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." So, hey, we see, you know, Russia preparing some of these nations militarily, all right, economically, energy-wise, and everything else like that. All these different nations are cutting deals and ties, not cutting ties, cutting deals with Russia, all right, to strengthening themselves in the times that we're coming into, man. All right, and so you have to ask yourself, who is the one that's orchestrating all these things, man? It's the Lord. That's the one that's setting up these different kingdoms a certain way. So the Lord he's like, how do I say, the ultimate chess player, man, playing chess with himself, man. And all these kings and these rulers of these nations are just nothing more than chess pieces, man. All right, just like on a board, you got, you know, the kings, king and the queen and stuff like that being your upper elites, all right, or the kings being the upper elites, all right. Then you got the queens. You could say more or less to say it's like these world leaders that you see, all right. You know, your so-called presidents and prime ministers and things like that, man. Because hey, really, they're on the lower level, man. All right, they take you know, for instance, you got this UN situation that came out saying that, hey, we can't talk about the Red Shield people, all right, that family. We can't talk about them, but you can talk about Biden and Trump and all these niggas all damn day long, man. So it go to show you where the real power really lies at, man. All right, you can't talk about this certain group, this certain family of people and things, but yet you can talk about your so-called presidents and things like that. Man, you can say whatever you want to say about these folks, man. Really showing you who's really in control of these, who's really in control, man. All right, you know, you can't talk about a certain group of people, all right, but yet and still you can talk about whoever else you want, whatever else you want. You can talk about Jake all damn day long. When you talk about those small hats, it's a major problem, man. All right, but these are the ones that's causing the problems in the earth, man. All right, but again, showing forth that, hey, you know, you have different levels of rulership out here, man. All right, but going back, Sirach 10 and 4, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable," man. All right, so matter of fact, let me go up. Verse 3, it says, "An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited." So, hey, you know, matter of fact, let me just start at the top. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and a government, a reputed man is well ordered." As you know, that's a wise judge, you know, instructing his people to live a prosperous life, man. When we get into the kingdom of heaven, man, the law, statutes, commandments are going to be written inside of us. Because why? You know, ultimately, our king, you know, Yahweh, all right, is, you know, Yahweh shot and done the work for us. All right, but Yahweh is going to put the laws, statutes, commandments in our inward parts, man. All right, pretty much instructing us how to live righteously, man. Programming, not instructing us, but programming us on how to live righteously, because we're not going to be going off, man. We're not going to have to be being taught the word or anything else like that. It's going to be written in our inward parts. So what? We're going to be a prosperous nation, man. We're going to be thriving and living, man. All right, but here in this here, society, man, think about it on the lowest level, man. They teach you how to go to or they program you in this here society to go and take out student loan and go to college for some old BS, man. Learn about liberal arts and everything else like that, and psychology of children, all these things that you can't use as a skill or a trade or get paid off of it, anything else like that. But what do they not tell you how to do? Balance a checkbook, know about debt, household thing. They took out in school home economics, man. Remember, I might have been in 4th or 5th grade, we had home economics where they taught us how to, make some eggs, make basic stuff like breakfast and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Somewhat with economics and things like that. Household things like as if we was going to the grocery store and budgeting and things like that. Think about that. How much more beneficial it would be for you to learn how to budget. All right, your paycheck, man. All right, because a lot of you Americans don't know how to do any of these things, man. You go out and you go spend up your whole goddamn paycheck, be living check to check to check to check, and then living how they say under interest and things like that, debt interest, man. Don't know how to do all those things, man. But yet they'll teach you all these different things that you'll never learn, never use in society. Teach you how to go to college. Hey, this is why most of you college kids are broke nowadays, man. You go get your little student loan and everything else like that. What did they go do? Buy a Camaro, go get a goddamn expensive ass cell phone. All right, then they ain't got no money for no food, man. All right, but if you was learning home ec and things like that, certain things like, you get a little rip in your pants or a rip in this and that, you could just sew that bad boy back together, patch that bad boy up. All right, you can learn how to cook basic foods. Hey, man, the majority of you Americans, and that's why this is one of these things we talk about with these women, like, you know how to cook. That's a big thing for, men nowadays talking to these women. Most of them don't know how to damn cook. Most of them don't even know how to boil no goddamn noodles, man. Boil no eggs or nothing like that, man. The basic of things, man. So, hey, this is where they got us at now, man. All right, well, we ain't gonna teach them the basics of cooking and stuff like that, because why? We want them to go out and just go to these restaurants and pay somebody else to go and do all these things, man. All right, so they wouldn't know about these things, man. Hey, and realizing, it's a lot cheaper and your money go a lot further, you just go to the grocery store and cook certain things, man. All right, things is real simple to just sit there and make on the stove, man. But hey, Jake wouldn't know about none of these things, man, because why? Not just Jake, but all of us here in America wouldn't know about these things because we wasn't set up that way, man. We don't have a so-called wise king to instruct us how to sit here and not to say live off the land, but just live live without living on the titty of Esau, man. Going to him for the one of all things. But hey, that's part of our curses, man. We would have to go to him for everything, man. All right, but even the basics of things, man. I know growing up with my grandmother, we it had to be a special occasion for us to go out to eat, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? Everything else, it was always home cooked this, home cooked that, man. And it was always, look, man, you got a problem with this, we gonna fix it up for you, man. Your pants too big, or you wearing some hand-me-downs, we gonna take them in, sew them in, or whatever like that, man. We wasn't going out to all these different things. Nowadays, man, you have an issue with something, or we just go and buy a new one, man. Or we just gonna go buy another one of these. Most people don't know how to fix anything nowadays, man. But hey, this is where we at, But this is how we've been brought up, because why? Again, an unwise king, or let's read it again. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and a government of a prudent man is well ordered. As a judge of a people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are them that dwell therein. And you got this nigga Slow Joe up in office, and look at the people that's not to say that's surrounding him, but the people that's around him, man. All right, you got these folks. It's like I seen this little YouTube meme type thing the other day. They had millennial parents versus I guess boomer parents or whatever. It was like the millennial parents was talking to the kid. Like, oh, what are you doing? What are you eating? Dirt? Oh my gosh, put that down. It's so gross. And we get some hand sanitizer and stuff like that, wipe that off, and this and that, like so on and so forth. Versus the older parents, like, what the hell you over there doing? Eating dirt? At least you got some nutrients or something like that inside of you. Look, don't eat no more dirt and everything else. Like, just showing the little differences in certain things, man. How everybody nowadays is all super coddled up and everything. And I heard somebody say about this generation of kids versus the old generation of kids. The old generation of kids, we had to go out, and I always say this to people, man. Growing up as a child for myself was a great time, man. We had to go outside, ride our bikes, hang out with the neighborhood kids. Those was our social networks, man. Going to school and getting bullied and things like that, man. Hey, you know what bullying taught me in school, man? How to stand up for myself, man. All right, how not to take some shit from somebody else. Nowadays, you got these kids that so-called being bullied or whatever, and then they going off their damn self because somebody don't agree with you, man. All right, just think about this in the so-called real world. I mean, you got bullying everywhere, man. Go to any of these sporting games, and then you have one team versus the other team, and the other team like, your team sucks, man. This is what, a form of bullying, but the other team like, nah, man, your team suck. And then when we score a touchdown, we gonna cheer on your ass, man. What? Nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? Friendly competition type of things going on, man. Ain't no big deal, ain't nothing to go off. So he says my team sucks and blah, blah, blah. And that's what these soft-ass kids nowadays are growing up with, man. All right? Hey, they can't take no criticism, man. Somebody start doing certain things, they going off themselves instead of standing up for themselves, man. All right, a lot of you men already know about this. A lot of your best friends come from this nigga was bullying you, or you was bullying them in school, and either he stood up against you or you stood up against him, and y'all had to duke it out. Y'all gain respect for one another. Now y'all homeboys even to this same day, man. All right, you know, a lot of y'all done became friends that way, man. All right, but hey, they don't teach you these things, man, in school no more. They take these things away. And like I said, as a kid, hey, y'all going outside, go play, man. We had to go on outside. And then our parents didn't go and introduce us to the neighbors' kids. We seen them out there riding their bikes. We was riding our bikes. Hey, what's up? What's y'all name? Y'all stay over here. Whoop-de-whoop. We social networking with one another, man. All right, and then hey, things didn't always go well. Sometimes little Jimmy wanted to take little John's bike, and so on and so forth. You got conflict resolution, conflict management. So and so push so and so. Hey, y'all gotta cut that shit out, man. Or maybe y'all had to duke it out, man. You know what I'm saying? You come home with a fat lip. Hey, as a young Jake, you better not come home crying saying somebody whooped your ass. You're gonna get taken down there. Y'all gonna have to duke it back out again. Stop all that crying, man. Man up, do something. You learn all these different things. So hey, when you get in the world, you know you can. Hey man, you know, certain group of people, it's hard to kind of so-called finesse them. Kind of hard to come up over them because certain things, because hey, they learned this, how they would say nowadays, from the trenches, man. You know, these new generation kids will look at how we grew up as living in the trenches. But hey, man, this was just the regular world, man. Again, like I said, you growing up with the kids in the neighborhood, y'all was gonna argue over certain little things here and there. They won't let me go on the bike trail with them. Go create your own little bike gang and y'all go on your own bike trail, man. He won't let me in the fort. He won't let me play with them, and they always cheating, man. Hey, figure it out, man. Playing football in the neighborhood and so always cheating and everything else like that. Hey, get better at it, man. All right, outperform them, because when it comes into the real world, so keep getting raises over me because they outperforming me. Well, pick up you do better at work, man. All right, but hey, you see what's going on, man. All right, but they're dumbing these people down, so it's not very beneficial for them to teach them it up into a wise way, man. You see, again, you got these folks like the Bidenites. It's out here with the purple hair and everything else like that, man. Hey, now as you see this government coming down on them and oppressing them and everything else like that, what the hell are they doing? Going on their Facebook and their Instagram and their Twitter and they just typing shit out, man, instead of doing something about it, man. All right, you know, again, you got places like Czech Republic and Prague over there, where they over there uproaring against their government because of the situation with Ukraine, man. They're not trying to go over there with that bullshit. But then you got these simple ass Americans over here. They over here typing in with their Twitter fingers, man. Oh man, this is messed up. We can't afford this. We can't afford that. You know, they putting up their little bumper stickers with Joe Biden. I did that. Like, nigga, putting up a fucking bumper sticker ain't gonna change the situation you got going on, man. You got beef with this nigga. Go see this nigga, man. But this is the problems that we got going on, man. These are the people, hey, man. You got Biden over here got beef with these other nations. They ain't trying to go see. That's what they was talking about. Like, Trump would have wouldn't have seen them niggas. But hey, man, you are how your leaders are, man. They soft, you gonna be soft, man. All right. Verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So an unwise king destroyeth his people. Look at i.e. look around, man. All right. How do we get to this here place, man? All right, we've been so-called brainwashed and watered down into these here positions, man. Like I said, back in the olden days, they taught us certain things, how to so-called survive and everything. Hey, you look at your grandparents and things like that, man. Most of your grandparents don't have a very, they're not very educated, more or less to say. Like my grandmother was had a 6th grade education, man. But she didn't raise up generations of children, man. Know how to cook, know how to take care of the house, know how to budget, know how to do everything else. You see this new generation of kids nowadays that don't know how to budget their damn paycheck. All right, but like, yo, man, my grandma never made more than $8.25 in her damn life, man. How the hell you making $25, $30 an hour and can't budget your goddamn paycheck, man? All right, because you got to have the newest Jordans on. You got to have the flyest gear, flyest that, so on and so forth, man. How come you can't budget any of these things? How come you went to college and got this here degree, but this woman with this 6th grade education is far more advanced than you, man? All right, but hey, this is the deterioration of our people because why? The unwise rulers, man. All right, going down to verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable. Because again, when we get into the kingdom of heaven and the Lord is ruling and reigning over top of us, again, we're going to have the law, statutes, commandments written in our inward parts. We're going to be forever righteous at that point in time, man. All right, we're going to be in the point of all knowing at that point in time. So, hey, man, When we get to that point, we're gonna, how they say in the movie Limitless, your brain is gonna be at 100%, man. All right. And what ultimately the earth is gonna be well, we're gonna be a profitable nation, but the earth is gonna be prosperous, man. All right, because we're gonna be having the law, statutes, commandments written in our inward parts, man. You're gonna have the land Sabbaths, man. We're gonna be eating the righteous food. We're not gonna be eating abominable food, man. We're not gonna be overkilling animals and things like that. We're not gonna be polluting the water. We're not gonna be polluting the air. We're not gonna be polluting the minds of people, man. People are not gonna be polluting their own selves and their own bodies, man. All right, we're gonna be living forever, man. You're not gonna have people dying off of heart diseases and cancers and things like that because of ongoing poisoning of their own selves, man. Hey, man, Wise King would instruct you to do better, man. All right, they got certain things here in America now that you can't say. Oh, this is censored. You can't say this. You can't say that. But then they got poison that you can put inside your body day in and day out in this bad boy, man. All right, but this is the condemnation that's here place, man. Jumping down to let me see. Well, let me just verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries, riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Hey, and ultimately, this is what you see going on right now, man. All right, let me man, these niggas see. That's the spirit right there talking about how these niggas over here smoking like a motherfucker right now. But anyway, hey, that's the thing. You can't how do I say? You can't say certain things here in this society because it's so-called shunned upon. Speaking of certain communities and things like that. But again, you could sit here and just be poisoning yourself day in and day out. All right, causing ill will to yourself. Damn it, it slipped my mind which precept I was about to grab. Dealing with this here madness down here, but nevertheless, let me go ahead into hey, speaking about these ill-gotten gains and riches got by deceit. Let me read that one more time. Sirach 10 and 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, let me go and find this. I think it's in Micah, or not Micah. Let me find this real quick. This is oh, sorry. Right here. This Habakkuk 2, and let me get to the point. And this verse would be ripped out. It says, I'm gonna have to read it off the phone. It's in Habakkuk 2 and 12. In fact, there's another precept that goes along with that as well. Let me get that instead. This is Nahum chapter 3, because it says pretty much the same thing here. Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's just start at 1. And we'll read all of this actually. Jump over. Nahum chapter 3 verse 1 says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies, robbery, and the prey departed not. All right. Jump down to verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredom of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredom and families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, the kingdoms thy shame. So again, going into these things, man, now all these things are being made manifest. All these things are coming out the woodwork of all their wickedness, their past, and everything else like this, man. Being greatly despised because of what? The things that they've wound up doing, man. All right, let me jump down to I'm not gonna read that. Hold on, let me go back to where's that at? Let me find. There's another precept I want to grab. This is Micah chapter 2, and let me just start here at verse. I'll start at verse 1 and read Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. All right, so hey, you got like what David said in Psalm 64. Let me grab that as well too while I'm right here. Psalm 64, Psalm 64, and I believe verse 4. This is yeah. Well, let me just start at the top. Psalm 64 and 1 says, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in the prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel, from the hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." All right. So, hey, the secret counsel of the wicked, right? So it says, "Woe to them that devise," or Micah 2 and 1. "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." So, hey, this is the people that we have ruling over top of us, man. An unwise king, one that is unprofitable, man. One that's going throughout the whole earth, destroying the whole earth, man. All right, who is his death and his hell cannot be satisfied. Who is the earth was given into the hand of into their hands to do what? To take peace from the earth, man. All right, now you're being fully exposed for the things that you got going on, man. All right. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." And so going back into what's going on, like again, people asking questions about the king declaring himself the king over these different nations, man. Hey, they've oppressed a man even in their own heritage, man. You got places with their own countries and everything else like that. That's not our own sovereign, man. They got to look up to somebody else. When they look at their currency, man, it's somebody from a whole nother nation, man, a whole nother country that's over top of them, man. All right, they can't even have their own sovereign rules because of why? You have somebody else that then came into their lands and oppressed them in their own lands, man. It says, "They covet fields and take them by violence, houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." So think about that. Would you have, these folks over in England and everything else like that, the king and the queen? How did they wind up getting those land masses, man? They didn't just go over there and ask them for nicely, man. All right, let me go and grab this in Habakkuk. We started reading a little bit of this, but we'll go ahead and read it on through, because these are the same peoples, man. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man and neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is healed, and his death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." All right, and when he gathereth unto him all these different nations, it's not to rule with them side by side or nothing like that, man. It's to basically oppress a man even into his heritage, man. To take them in their resources and things like that, man. All right, going into all these different lands and covered in fields, man. All right, taking all that is theirs, man. All right, they call their names after themselves, man. They came over there and reestablished, not to say reestablished, well, yeah, reestablished the land, man, and said that this was their own lands. But these was all what? Lies and deceits, man. All right, they're gonna say, let me grab that real quick, because now that it's all being coming out in the woodworks and everything else like that, now they're being called out. And Salakia for this here madness and this noise is going on. But this is Jeremiah. Actually, it's not 16. Jeremiah, I wouldn't say 30 and 16. Let me find this real quick. Nah. Salakia, give me a second to find this. Actually, it might have been Jeremiah 16. Slack it, let me go back. Jeremiah 16 and 19. Jeremiah 16 and 19 says, "O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things where there is no profit." So, hey, you have these people nowadays is waking up. Like I said, a lot of these events that's going on right now is bringing us forth, bringing us to the conclusion or to a scenario where we have to ask for questions now, man. Hey, why is these people doing this and why is people doing that? I've heard a lot of people just now finding out the reign or the stretch of, the British monarchy, man. Or why are they like this or why are they like that? Why are they speaking on these things? Hey, man, because they took them captive, man. They took them in control, man. We thought so-called slavery was over, but they still running and ruling over these here nations, man. They over going from nation to nation and proclaiming themselves the rulers of these here lands. All right, because they still have them in captivity, man. All right, they still have these, you say the British Virgin Islands, the uh, uh, the American Virgin Islands. You know, we was talking with somebody about Puerto Rico. You know, it's a trick question, like, yo, who's the president of Puerto Rico, man? You know, and the president of Puerto Rico at this current time is Joe Biden, man. But, but then you have to ask yourself about these different things. How do these people get into these places, man? All right, they covet fields and they take them by violence, man. All right. So it says, going back, Jeremiah 16 and 19. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, Salak. Jeremiah, here we go, wrong page. Jeremiah 16 and 19 says, O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, things where there is no profit. So, hey, these people think that, oh, we're just like this, we just got this land over certain types of ways, but no, sometimes it brings out that sticky situation, that rough conversation. How do we get like this? How do we get the world? And you know about the history, because you got some of these Jasons living over in Europe and things like that, you know, some of these famous ones and everything else like that, and they asked them how they feel about the Queen's death, and it's like, well, you know, I have family that's living, let's just say, in Jamaica and everything else like that, and they're being oppressed by this, and they have these things going on and everything else like that, or I'm from over here and my family is still being oppressed and everything else like that. So they have to come out with these, how do I say, these hard so-called topics, but they have to face these things, man. All right, now they have to start bringing these things out. So look, a lot of these things that, you know, it was funny that right before the Queen wound up passing away, I was having a conversation about them, and what came up was her grandson Harry and his wife, and why they moving away, and the person was trying to tell me about, they moving away because they didn't want to be down with the wicked stuff that they foreparents was doing. I'm like, man, you think that that's the case? Why they moving away? Who would have trillions and trillions of dollars and just move away from all those things like that, man? Nobody would in their right mind. What they doing is it's a PR scandal, man. They trying to clean their face card up, man. All right, what they doing is like, look, if you believe that that's what they doing, man, and you believe that in the face of these people, man, you know, these folks will say, look, man, we leaving our family so that we can go and start off at a different branch. We're going to clean up our face card. We don't want to be a part of this here wickedness no more. So, hey, when things, you know, the stuff like with old girl passing away just come to pass, and they show forth all this here wickedness, they can be like, hey, well, at least one of her kids or grandkids is not with us no more. We'll rock it out with them. But like I said, let all them people wind up dying over there and see if this boy take control of all that stuff or not. If he's like, well, you know, I'm the last living heir of this here, you know, monarchy or whatever. I'm the last living heir, but I'm not going to take control of what my foreparents had because I don't want to be a part of what they had, man. No, man, he would take the reins of those kingdoms, man. So, hey, it's just a fact of the matter. These people now are being exposed for their wickedness, and now they're trying to do their best that they can to so-called try to cover themselves back up again, man. All right, all these people have done these things from time and time again, and then we see about, like, with the Red Shield people, beforehand, their names was Bauer, man. All right, then what did they do? They changed their name to Bauer, from Bauer to Rothschild, from Rothschild to Schiff, all right, from throughout all times, man. You even have the Rockefellers over here as well, too, because people will think that, oh, the Rockefellers are a different branch of people. Like, nah, man, that's just their names over here in America, man. All right, they change their names. A lot of people do these things, man, where they come from one country to another country, especially if they're in another country where their name is very long and everything else like that. Hey, go to your little your gas stations and things like that when you see these Arabs in there working, man. All right, their names be all kind of different. I can think of a dude that's the little Arabs around the corner from my store. They got a dude named Abdullah or something like that, which I believe means like God's servant or something like that. But hey, man, you know what his name tag say? Alex. All right, you got this other guy. His name is because I be asking him like, man, this is not your name. What's your real name? Dude named Medhat, right? He changed his name. His name is what? Mike. You know, I forgot this other guy's name, but they changed his name to Zach. Another guy, his name is Jimmy. All these people, they all got different names because why? You know, not to say that they trying to change their names to not cover up their wickedness or anything. You know, these just Arabs and stuff like that. And they got all these long ass weird names to us, where it's just easier for them to just call them something different, like, you know, a so-called American name. But hey, you know, you see that happens to them. You know, I even know some German folks who got some long ass weird German names. And they come over here and they just rename their names to like something like Thomas or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't be able to pronounce their name anyway, man. All right, so hey, you know, you have people who change their names even into the same day for, you know, other reasons. But how much more, you know, crime people, man, people who of evil backgrounds, more or less to say. Like I said, man, you had, hell, even the Queen and them, man, their last names ain't Windsor and stuff like that, man. These people go back to them Polish folks, so really they go back, and they go all the way back, man. They go back to the Rothschilds and stuff like that too, but before them. But nevertheless, you know, these are all the same people, man. All right, just changing their names and things like that to try to hide their wickedness, man. But hey, they're now being exposed, man. They're being greatly despised by these nations, man. Being called out, man. There's another precept real quick for you that goes into these things, man. All right, because hey, at the end all be all, man. This is coming out against them. I had to go back to the Habakkuk as well too, but this is come on, man. This Isaiah 14 and 16. It says, "They that see thee shall nearly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, that destroyed the cities thereof, that opened out the house of his prisoners?" All right, and you know, and speaking on the queen and them, all right, yeah, they went around the globe, colonized every damn thing. All right, you see her face, the queen's face on all these different monies. Now here soon, you're gonna probably be hearing about how they changing up all the different money nowadays with what's his name, King Charles's face. They gonna put on the front of all this here money now. All right, and you're gonna have to ask yourself, why the fuck do these people in these other places have homegirl face or homeboy face on their money, and they got their own different place, man? How come ain't no Canadian people on the front of the Canadian money, man? I believe Jamaica's like that too. How come none of their faces on the Jamaican money, man? All right, but hey, at the end all be all, man, you have to ask yourself, man. This is how these people wind up taking over all these different places, man. All right, through deceit, through wickedness, and everything else like that, man. All right, and then they open out the house of their prisoners by way of what? They still in control of all these different places. Not too long ago, when they had what's his name, Prince what's his name, Prince Williams, I think, the eldest of the nigga who ruling now sons, the eldest boy, I think his name is Prince Williams or whatever his name is. He was going to all these different places, you know, these not to say Negroid lands, but these lands where Jake was living at, but that's under their colony. They was telling them, nah, nigga, go home. Don't come over here, man. Don't come over here with this BS. If y'all can't come over here and apologize for what y'all done in slavery, don't come over here. And then they didn't apologize. They acknowledged it, but they didn't apologize for these things, man. All right, and the same with, like, you know, look at these different relations with India and everything else like that, man. Hey, man, they got all their jewels and all their riches inside of their you know, how do I say, not in their palace, but, you know, into their storage units, more or less to say, man. All right, you go and you look at a lot of these museums. These museums are nothing more than an extension of these people, so-called art galleries and storages. This is what we done taken from these people and these people and these people, man. You know, they have I heard this joke one time listening on the news. They said that a kid said something to their parents like, something about the pyramids. Why are the pyramids in Egypt? And they was like, oh, because it was too big to put inside, or it was too big to move to England or something like that, man. Going, showing forth that they go around conquering all these different lands and take all their artifacts and put them into their, you know, their own, like I said again, storage units or museums and things like this. And this is ours, man. All right, rich is gotten by deceit, man. These are these people, man. All right, the kingdom is gonna be translated from one people to another because they got all their ways by what, you know, rape, robbery, and murder, man. All right, covered in fields, man. All right, but hey, they went around the whole earth and demolished the whole damn earth and took captives, and guess what? They still have them even to this day. They refuse to make any of these nations sovereigns. They refuse to repay any of these nations for the things that they've wound up doing, man. But yet and still, as this woman wound up passing away, they want everybody to be sorrowful for this here woman. How are you sorrowful for the death of one white woman when hundreds of millions of people have died under her, not just her rulership, but her whole family's rulership, man? All right, look at all these people that's still in poverty and things like that because of them, man. They got trillions and trillions of dollars, but then they got people in their own commonwealth that they can't even take care of. Just like here in America, man. All right, same thing going on here in America, man. You have Donald Trump was talking that shit to Puerto Rico when the hurricane hit over there. All these shithole countries and throwing toilet paper and paper towels at them. And like, bro, you know that, you know, you're the president of these people. These are your people. That y'all don't want to, you know, taking over this here place. You claim this is your commonwealth. All right, you supposed to be taking care of your people, man. These people pay taxes to pay for, you know, America, but you can't even take care of your own people. Oh, these shithole people, man. Hey, man, but this, you know, so why would you know, anybody really feel sorry for any of these damn people, man? When they don't give a damn about their own people, that, not to say their own people, but the people they supposed to be got in subjection, man. But hey, who's really in that position? Like, you know, the guards in prison don't really give a damn about the prisoners, man. All right, they're like, man, to hell with these folks, man. But hey, this is a tall tale sign of the people that we dealing with out here, man. All right, so hey, man, the Lord ain't gonna have no mercy. The Lord said he was gonna destroy them that destroyed the whole earth, man. All right, and there was gonna be no mercy shown to those that didn't show no mercy. All right, and also that, hey, he was gonna judge those, you know, if you be caught with a man in your possession, all right, you know, you're gonna be put to death, man. And that's what's gonna be happening to these damn people, man. This is why they're like the scripture said, they be multiplied as for what? For the sword, man. All right. It says, going back to this, did I finish that off? Let me read that again. Isaiah 14 and 16, it says, they that see thee shall nearly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners? So, hey, speaking on just them over there, you know, hey, when you know, when the queen wound up dying, you got wondering why people aren't taking it so so remorseful, so sad, and everything else like that, man. When you go back into their history and what they call it, not colonialization or whatever it is, all right, and all the different things they've been doing and the wars they've waged. Before you had America up in the spotlight, it was them that was in the spotlight that was doing all these different things, man. Going around the whole earth and putting everybody into subjection, all right, dividing up lands and everything else like that. Go and do a flag search of all the nations in the earth, man, and look at how many different flags have what they call the Union Jack inside of their flag, man. And then look up the same thing with the American flags. You got a lot of these different flags look like the American flag and also the British flag, man. Show you how many different places. You got a place in, basically it's a place called Montserrat. Montserrat is a little small island, basically, what do you call it, like the British Virgin Islands. Montserrat, Trinidad, Tobago, Bermuda, Barbados, all these different lands over here. But these places are all full of Jakes, man, so-called black people over there, man. But guess who's ruling over top of them, man? Guess who they have to pay homage to, man? The Queen, or now the King of England, man. That's who their ruler is. But like, man, these people way off in the goddamn water. How come they can't rule their own selves, man? Oh, because they've been put into subjection by somebody else, man. So, hey, man, again, how they be like, yo, for generations on generations, you put our people into poverty and things like that. Now you want us to feel sad because one of y'all motherfuckers died over there? And in fact, one of our oppressors died? Or one of our main oppressors died, man? All right, over the dollar bills, they over there starving over and everything else like that. Guess whose face is on that dollar bill, man? That they over there dying over, man. So at the same time, man, how can they be feeling any type of remorse for this here person that's going to do these things? But hey, again, prime example of, you know, it's a good thing that all these things is happening, because now it's stirring up questions about these different things, man. Hey, we in this here truth, we know about the wickedness of Esau and the things he's done on the earth, man. But a lot of our people don't. They just think that we out here hating. They just think that we out here being racist. But now, hey, this is a prime time for these things to be answered on the news. Prime time for a lot of these topics to be coming up. Prime time for a lot of these other channels and videos, the people that be watching, you know what I'm saying, from these other folks that they be watching now is bringing out the news about a lot of these things. And now people are like, oh, I didn't know about that. I ain't know about that. Like, yeah, we've been telling you this for a long time. So now it's a lot easier of a pill for you to swallow when we be telling you these things, man. Because at the end, you know, it's like, you know what? Like they say in the scripture, they shall know that a prophet has been among them, man. All right? But matter of fact, that's you know, speaking on this here topic, you know, that's let me read this real quick, because hey, you know, we read this a lot of the times when that destruction comes, but hey, how much more, you know, you have time still to repent in the same time, man. All right, because look, we tell you about these things, and then guess what? The truth comes out, then it's that oh shit moment. Maybe they was right. Hey man, you know, you still got time to repent. You don't want to be in this time when the missiles is coming down and you got that RFID chip. That's gonna be the worst time to do that. But now is the time to repent, man. All right, because like, you know, you have a lot of people slandering our name, calling us all kind of hate groups, hate speech, being racist and everything else like this. But now when homegirl died, we ain't got nothing to do with that. But now that she wound up dying of old age or however she died, now all their wickedness is starting to come out, man. All right, that skirt is being lifted up. Their wickedness is being shown forth in the earth. And now guess what it's coinciding with? Everything we was saying, man. All right, and now you starting to find out. But all we was doing was going into history, man. All we was doing was reading the history books. All we were doing is bringing to the forefront the things that was done in the past. Like Scripture say, everything that was done in the dark is going to come to the light. Now that it's all coming to the light, we don't sound so bad no more now, do we? All right, all we was doing was just stating the facts, man. All right. Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 30, it says, and thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the house, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, to hear what the word is that cometh forth from the Lord. And you know, you have people, Jake, that be doing this, that'll come up and like, hey man, you gotta hear what these niggas is talking about, man. These niggas out here cussing out the white man, man. They out here talking all this shit, man. Hey, come listen to what they got going on over here, man. Right? And they come unto thee as thy people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness, man. So they'll hear what we're saying. Well, let me read the next verse. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on the instrument, for they will hear thy words, but they will not do them. So our people will hear what we got to say. They'll listen for entertainment purposes and things like that. They'll listen and they'll disagree. They'll say, oh, this is some hate group. This is some hate speech. This is some racist stuff that y'all talking about and everything else like that. But hey, you know, all we've been doing, we've been commissioned just to tell you the truth, man. All right, to come out the woodwork, bring out the things that was done in the dark and bring it to the light, man. All right, we didn't do any of these things. We hadn't gone through the earth and put all these people in subjection and oppressed a man, even in his heritage. We hadn't done all these things to these people, man. But we exposing Esau, man. All right, Esau now is being made bare of all these different things. It's now coming out to the woodwork. So now you come to the point, let me read the next verse. It says, and when it shall come to pass, and lo, then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. All right, and so let me read one more verse. It says it a little better in Ezekiel 2. I want to grab the fact that they use this for entertainment purposes. But Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 5, verse 4. Let me start at verse 3. Let me just start at the top. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me and set me on my feet, and I heard him that spake unto me. So hey, that's how we are, man. All right, we just hearken unto what the words of the Lord said, man. All right, we're not taking our own words. We're not taking our own our own vengeance, or we're not putting these things in into our own ways or anything else like that, man. All right, all we're doing is going into the scriptures, and at the end all be all, man, we're bringing forth this here truth, man. These aren't our words. These are the words of the Lord, man. All right, so hey, we're putting two and two together, going to the scriptures, finding out these prophecies, identifying the people that are written therein, all right, and bringing it to the forefront. All right, it says Ezekiel 3 and 2, and the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me and set me on my feet, and I heard him that spake unto me, and he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. So, hey, the Lord has said, hey, talking to his prophets, I send you to the children of Israel, to my people, man. They've been rebellious from the beginning, and they're still rebellious even unto the same day, man. But go and speak unto them anyway, man. So, hey, even how when we, let me see what the next verse says. Well, I'll just read on down to 7, but the point I was going to get into is, like, not only did they rebel against the Most High, now when he was speaking to Samuel, all right, he said, look, man, they haven't rebelled against you, they rebelled against me. They haven't forsaken you, they've forsaken me. So even when we come out to the highways and the byways, and this is something that, our people have to learn, especially when they come into this here truth over time, because, our people come into this, be sweetened in their mouth, they want to go and tell everybody about all these different things, but then lo and behold, it's just like an issue. All right, they don't want to, like, look, man, I can't get down with that because this is, or at first, we start telling everybody, but then when the people that they're telling to, they can't get down with it because it's an issue. It's something that's like, how they would say, bitter into their mouth or bitter to their ears of hearing. That's why, people always separate from you when you start coming out here telling them people these things, man. But hey, we've been, we've been, we've been instructed to go and prophesy these here words, man. All right, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear it, man. All right, but then at the end all be all, let's continue reading. It says, verse 4, for they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power. So, hey, we're not saying our words. We're telling you the Lord's words, man. Telling you what the Lord say about these different things. Telling you how the Lord is setting forth all these different things, man. So, hey, man, you may not want to hear what the Lord has to say about these different things, but look, let's keep reading. It says, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Come on. All right. It says, and they, and whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. All right, and so let me go back. It says, verse 5, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So as we going through and we're exposing all these different things, all right, we're, Esau is being made bare before the nations. We're bringing out all these different things. And they can say that we're haters and we're speaking negativity. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all doing this and y'all doing that. Hey, man, at the end all be all, they get tired of hearing our message, turn the channel, mute us and everything else like that. But guess what? Then all of a sudden the Lord will bring them across another path, man. We've been telling you about the wickedness of Esau this whole time. And guess what's coming out in the woodwork, man? All right, you seen with the queen dying now, all the atrocities they've wound up doing is coming out to the woodwork, man. And guess who it's sounding like? It's sounding just like what the prophets was telling you, man. We've been telling you about the MOTB. Now what are they talking about in the news? You know, cryptocurrency, or what they call central bank crypto currency, or CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Yeah, CBDCs. Now that's what the new topic is in the news, man. All right, we've been telling you about wars and rumors of wars and thermonuclear warfare, man. Now what do you hear about, you know, Ukraine, America and Russia with Ukraine, America and China with Taiwan. All right, you got other skirmishes going on around the globe, man. All right, so hey, man, you know, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear, yet will they know that a prophet had been among them, because we told you about these things beforehand, man. We told you about these things before they came to pass, but yet and still, hey, our people, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear, they will know that a prophet had been among them, because it's going to hit in the back of their mind. Damn, so they told me about these things, man. You know, it was some years ago where people used to laugh when we had the signs of the missiles out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the USSR, you niggas is stupid and everything else, talking about the USSR. But now, look, you know, you seen that old Soviet state coming back into the picture, man. All right, you talking about, oh, the nukes is fake and everything else like that. Hey, now you're starting to see that there's an uptick in that topic, man. All right, we was telling you about, you know, World War III coming to pass. And again, now you're starting to see the things with Ukraine popping off, and Russia, Taiwan, and China popping off. All right, all these different things, man. So now what? You plagues and pestilence. You know, there was a big talk about that. You know, Babylon is falling. Babylon is coming. The ground is going to come to a cease or to a halt. All these different things. Oh, go get a job, live it up, blah, blah, blah. That was back when it was 2019. They was singing living their best life, man. 2020 hitting, everybody just had to sit in silence, man. All right, sit in the ground, O daughter of Babylon. There is no throne, man. That was when things like that started to come to pass. And then guess what? They had known that a prophet had been among us, all right, or been among them. All right, and guess what happened, man? You know, all you men of the Lord started getting these text messages, phone calls. Hey, man, how you been? All right, you know, you been doing good? Yeah. You still out there preaching? Yeah. See, all these things are starting to come to pass, man. But you don't want to find out the hard way, and after things have already gotten real bad for you, man. All right, you know what the scripture say, when they had yet liberty and when the place of repentance was open unto them, they understood it not, but despised it, man. The same must know it after death by pain. You don't want to be one of those people, man. You want to be one of the ones that would be saved and preserved by the words that they heard, man. You want to be on that end, man. So, hey, you know, you want to take heed to these here words as the Lord is speaking them forth unto you, man. All right, and putting it into how do I say, and putting it in you know, the proper you know, not to say expedience, the proper you know, more or less say putting it first, like scripture says, seeking the Lord while he may be found, putting it in the proper order of things, man. Don't want to put it on the back burner, more to say, man. All right, because a lot of people say, yeah, that's unimportant, that's this and that's that, and so on and so forth, man. There's a lot of people, and they still speaking these things, but there's a lot of people say, oh, y'all with that negativity, I don't want to hear about that negativity, but y'all living like that and living in the fear and everything else like that. But then now, all of a sudden, they silent right about now, because guess what? It then caught up to their ass too, man. All right, you can't escape these things, because this is the Lord that's bringing forth these things, these prophecies, man. Like I said, a lot of these different things that's going on in the earth right about now is bringing forth, you know, those questions. What's going on, man? Show us the signs of these. The scripture says, show us the signs of the times of the end, man. You know, this is what the prophets was seeking for. They was asking about these things. They was searching for truth, man. But now all the rest of these people have to find out the hard way. We have to describe, well, what happened, man? What's going on, man? All right, so now you got to go and seek ye out of the book of the Lord, man. All right, but hey, at the end all be all, man, you have the men's, the Lord's men that's out here that's been prophesying unto you, telling you these things, bringing forth these here truths, man. Asking about what's going on with the world, man, and asking about what's going on with these nations. Hey, you know, Lord's will, I'll do a topic on this. I wanted to speak about this, but we run out of battery life. I don't know how the hell we're doing that, but anyway, I wanted to get on this subject. But hey, everything is all in the spirit of the Lord, man. All right, you know, Lord's will, I'll do a video on it. But going into some of these things about why we into these conditions, how come things are going on like this and everything else like that. But again, hey, a lot of the things that's going on around us is great times or great topics to go into, because look, they lead into a lot of things. You have a lot of people asking questions about a lot of different things, and so hey, man, we go into these things, man. All right, you know, they should, you know, to ask a prophet about these things. If you could ask a prophet, if you could ask about these questions, where you should be going is what? To the prophets, man. All right, to the real true men of the Lord, because hey, and look at the how do I say, look at the track record, man. All right, all the things we've been telling you now is what coming to pass, man. All right, then they're gonna know that the prophet have been among them. All right, or you're gonna be able to know who was who the Lord sent and who the Lord didn't send, man. All right, when the Lord said that these things was gonna happen, and you see these things happening, all right, and the prophets that told you, hey, those are my men, versus those men that say, ain't no chip. You know what I'm saying? Or telling you ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble, but then lo and behold, what's happening, man? Ain't no nukes, but lo and behold, what's happening? Ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble, but lo and behold, what's happening, man? All right, all these things are happening by way of what? The Lord, but what the Lord said he will do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. So by a process of elimination, all right, the people that's telling you these things have to be what? The Lord's prophets, because why? The things that you see happening was told to you before that they all came to pass, all right, and it's lining up to a T, man, all right, but you know, Jake don't want to take certain things into consideration. Jake want to just sit there and lollygag and push things on down the road. You know, they say, you know, how they say cognitive dissonance. What I don't know can't hurt me. All right, give me a second. But nevertheless, amen. The Lord sent forth his prophets, all right, to give you these here warnings before what? Time of the famine of the word to come to pass, man. We also that's another big heavy thing that's in the works right now as well too, man. All right, you know, I seen an article talking about Facebook and how Facebook was using the algorithms to let me touch on this just a little bit, man. We ain't got too much time, but let me see if I can pull this up. There's another topic as well. Lord as well, I might even do one. Hang on, let me try to find this here article. All right, it says we can get it pop up. It says Facebook reported users to FBI. All right, it says expressing anti-authority beliefs and messages on Facebook can trigger FBI investigation. The Department of Justice sources told the New York Post. All right, so let me read this next. This is it says Facebook has been reporting users to the FBI's domestic terrorist unit for nothing more than anti-authority sentiment. The New York Post reported on Wednesday, all right, citing the DOJ sources. So, hey, you know, what are these things? We know where these things are all leading to, man. All right, we know that all these things is at the end all be all. You know, they talk about anti-truths and everything else like that, misinformation, because hey, they have an agenda, all right, that they want to push, and these things here is coming for what? You know, again, like we started out, you know, how are the things that Esau searched out and sought up? All right, the wicked is going to be consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth. The Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. All right, right now we're in an information war, and guess what? Truth is budding, truth is winning. All right, wickedness is being put out in the earth, man. All right, but we know that this is all going to come to an end with let me find this real quick. All right, this is let me grab this other precept too. All right. Right. So this is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not of bread, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord." So, hey, we see that there's talks about censorship, talks about, you know, taking down certain videos. Hey, like I said, there's so many much more topics now, or words now we can't even speak about before our videos are taken down, man. And you try to appeal these certain things, like, nope, you know, and it's not a certain, you know, they change up the woodwork now, where it's like, hey, you how they say, the guidelines and everything. You've crossed the guidelines, and basically, and they can keep creating these little things to make it the circle smaller and smaller and smaller, what you could talk about, man. There was an article come out just the other day about how a lot of the misinformation when it comes to the pandemic was actually started by the CDC, man. All right, so it's like, how the hell Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all over here clipping videos and things because y'all say it's misinformation. But then y'all the ones is stating all this misinformation. You know, a lot of times, you know, when we go into a lot of these things, you know, we just how you say, regurgitating or reading the articles that you guys are putting up, man. We getting this here one side of information from y'all, and then we just going into the scriptures and bringing it out in the scriptures, man. So, you know, if y'all say there's certain things like, well, this can be spread this way, right? And then we go and we tell you, hey, this stuff can be spread this way, and all of a sudden you clip us for misinformation. Well, y'all the one gave us that information. And then to come to find out what, or y'all say, oh, well, you know, like we're not gonna get too far into that, but, you know, dealing with the pandemic, they said certain things was gonna be certain ways, and we would tell you, no, it's the opposite of that. And they get us for misinformation, but then going down the road is like, well, actually, this not gonna help you out anyway, man. We don't even know why the hell we told y'all to do this. This come to find out the information is not gonna help you. Like, y'all done took down our channels and our videos and things like that. And what we told y'all from the Jump Street is what y'all now is changing y'all story to match up with. But y'all said that this was misinformation. So is what y'all was telling us beforehand misinformation, or what we told y'all, or you know, what y'all told us before, was that misinformation, or what we've been telling y'all from the jump, was that misinformation? And if so, who was misinforming who of these things, and who was blamed for misinforming these folks, man? Y'all blamed us for misinforming the people when y'all was the ones that was giving out misinformation the whole time, man. But we know where this is all going to, man. All right, it's all going to what? Speaking truth. If it's not their narrative and what they're pushing, then it's misinformation. It's all lies, man. They talking about how you can't say about how there's a global elite that's running the scenes, running the world behind the scenes, man. When you have what they call global elitists or elitist meetings and things like that, man. When you have these different type of Bilderberg meetings and everything else, like, what the hell you think that these things are, man? With a bunch of world leaders sitting behind closed doors. It's not televised. It's all behind closed doors, and they all having meetings on how to run the world, man. So, like, for us not to be able to say these things is like, you know, this is just the fact of, you know, the proof is in the pudding. We know now that we can't speak on certain things because of why? You know, it's exposing them, man. Esau don't want to be exposed to these things, man. All right, people are now listening and hearkening to these things, man. Beforehand, a lot of these things have been going on for so many different decades and things like that, but nobody really believed, nobody really cared about these things. I remember as a real young kid learning about the so-called Illuminati and the New World Order and things like that. They used to have little printouts and papers and stuff. You used to go to the library and find certain things and make copies of people's little printouts and stuff like that. But nowadays, like, you can go online and look it up, man. You can go and look up all these different things and hear from their own words and their own agendas, their own websites where they put it all out there for you, man. But guess what? Now that Jake is waking up and Jake is hearkening and listening to these things, man, now it's becoming a threat. Now it's becoming a problem. All right, so it says, behold, Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of Yahweh, but hearing the words of Yahweh. So sooner or later, they're going to stop what? The men of the Lord from being on the highways and the byways, spreading forth this here word. All right, spreading forth this here truth, man. Let me bring out this here precept. In fact, it's two precepts. All right, there's one. And we'll find this other precept real quick. Give me a second. Or was it it should be right here. Yeah. Let me see which one I'm gonna read first. Let me just read 2nd Ezra 6 and 20. And when the world, let me start at 18. 2nd Ezra 6 and 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them and what they shall be, which have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be open before the firmament, and they shall see all together. All right, so hey, the book shall be open before the firmament. You know, going into what these scriptures going to be open before the firmament, man. All right, let's read about that in Psalms 19. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. And how is the heaven showing the Lord's handiwork, man? All right, through what? These videos is going up, man. They go up on what? The internet. All right, upload, you know, they say upload to the World Wide Web, all right, to the net, online, all right? And so, hey, when we upload these here videos, man, anybody from anywhere around the world can sit here and watch these videos, download them, re-upload them, all right, and pretty much going forth throughout the whole earth, man. All right, it says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day utter speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. All right, so hey, their line is going out throughout all the earth, man. You know, like I said, you know, online, America Online, the internet, the net. You know what I'm saying? And this Esau is ultimately getting caught in what? That net. All right, that internet, man. All right, getting caught into his own devices, man, being his own downfall, man. All right, you know, his own. The scriptures say his own tongue shall fall upon him. But hey, these are the things that his own inventions and his own schemes are part of his own downfall, man. All right, you know, also the scriptures say, that's right here as well too. Because hey, again, we get a lot of this here information from out of how they say, from the horse's mouth himself. Psalm 64 and 8. Psalm 64 and 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. You know, again, like I say, out of the horse's mouth, a lot of the times, you know, they speak forth a lot of these things. They upload their own videos, and, you know, a lot of their own wickedness is the things that come back to condemn them, man. A lot of their own wickedness is the things that, come on, man. A lot of their wickedness is out of their own doings, man. They the ones created these postcards to show forth their wickedness. A lot of their own documentaries, their own documents, their own video footage, their own things that they've been doing is the things that's condemning them, man. All right, because hey, without any of these things, they would just say, oh, y'all are lying, y'all just making up these things. But hey, when we can go forth and we can show forth documentation, when we can go forth and show forth, especially their own words and the things that they put forth, we be like, look, bro, this is what y'all said, man. This is like how Esau like to do us in court. Is this not you on a videotape right here? Is this not you right here on the camera flashing the pistol? You know, on Facebook telling something you finna go do such and such and so and so? Is this not you with they jewelry around your neck? Nigga, you took this shit, man. We seen you. You all on video. Not only did we catch you on video, you videotaped yourself doing this on video and you uploaded it to your website. Yeah, I was here at this point in time and I did such on and so forth, man. You know, Jake doing this nowadays, but Esau been doing this from way back in the day, man. So this is how we got all this here documentary and a lot of these different things. His own tongue is falling down upon him, man. But what? A lot of these things is being found on what? His own devices, man. All right, by way of what? The internet, man. They want a quicker, faster way to start communicating with one another, man. They should have never gave us this here internet for, you know how they say, for public usage, man. But hey, it's all a part of this, the prophecy and the story, man. Because why? This here word had to be put forth, man. All right, this gospel had to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, like the scripture say, and then the end shall come. How is the scripture going to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth? By way of what? The internet, man. The internet was going to do the heavy lifting, man. All right, it says, you know, go to the chief place concourses, you know, and to the highways and the byways. All right, you know, and where's the chief places of concourse, man? The chief highways is out there on the highways and the byways, man. It's on the YouTube, man. All right, you hear more voices, more things being spoken around the world, and what? In your bedroom, man. You can hear the voices of people all around the world and see all around the whole damn world right there in your matter of fact, you can see the whole damn world sitting right there on the damn shitter every damn day, man. On YouTube, Moscow on 4K, Colombia in 4K. See what the shit looking like over there. Hell, you can hear politicians speaking in their own countries over there. Look, what is Vladimir Putin speech today? You know what I'm saying? Or however, you know, you have to type it in, man. See food, see travel, see other brothers preaching, man. See other videos, brothers in California, brothers in Texas, man. Brothers in New York, man, preaching right there from the comfort of your own house, or hell, from your own toilet, man. You ain't got to go no damn where, man. All right, because why? The internet is doing the heavy lifting for you. Now you can hear the words of the Lord from around the whole damn earth, man. By way of what? Just listening to the internet, on the internet, man. All right, the internet is doing the heavy lifting, man. These are the highways and the byways, man. All right, now we are, you know, obviously we are out on the highways and the byways, but hey, man, you know, the majority of this here word is being heard via what? The internet, the YouTube, man. All right, but let's go back into that in Psalms well, Psalms 64:8. So that they should make their own tongues fall upon themselves, and all that sees them shall flee away. All right, and, going into matter of fact, that's not what I was reading. I did read that, but I was trying to get into this Psalms 19. All right, I'm gonna read that again. It says, "The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth His handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge." All right, 24 hours a day, man. These videos is going up. It says, "There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard." All right, so all out throughout the whole globe, man, you can hear this here truth, man. People taking upload and re-upload these videos and things like that, man. So what? This here truth is still going forth. All right, their line is going out throughout all the earth. Their words to the end of the world. All right, and them have to set a tabernacle. So their voice is going throughout the whole earth, man. All right, the whole earth can hear this here word, man. And again, you see people take these videos, re-upload them in their own country, their own language and things like that, man. Put subtitles up, brothers take the videos and translate them. Some brothers even speak in different languages, man. All right, so this here word is going out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right, this is the one thing, again, just like we was speaking on earlier about the prophecies in the book. All right, these here words is going out throughout the whole four corners of the earth. It's still standing firm on his feet, man. All right, it's still standing. It's not going away, man. All right, that's why you know that these words are faithful and true. Because if it wasn't, you don't have people that's going around the whole earth just like translating and re-uploading like hell. People, you don't have people on the internet retelling the story of Harry Potter, sitting down reading the Harry Potter books in different languages and re-uploading and going into all these different things week in and week out, week in and week out, week in and week out, just so that everybody can hear the story of Harry Potter. No, man, you hear people doing this with this here scriptures, man. All right. So it says, going back to, matter of fact, let me get back to this, 2nd Ezra 6. Let me start at verse 18 again. It says, "And it said, Behold, the days come that I will draw nigh, and it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them and what they have, and what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together." So the books are being opened before the firmament. All right, the scriptures are being opened before the firmament, where again you upload these videos on the YouTube and things like that, man. All right, and what the breakdowns. You don't have to go to these churches, this church, that church, sitting there for all hours on end. Hey, man, like I said, before you go to bed at night, when you wake up in the morning, on your car ride to work, when you're riding on the train, while you at work certain jobs, you can have your headphones in, listening to the scriptures being broken down right there before you, man. You could be listening to these things throughout your whole day, throughout, I remember when I was first coming into the truth, I had a certain job, hell, even to this same day, man. You know what I'm saying? But when I was at this certain job I had, I was being able to sit there with, my headphones on and listening into the word, man, being edified, man. You know what I'm saying? I found out about this truth, I think I might have been at home when I first found out about it, but as I was finding out about the truth and listening to the brothers starting to break down scriptures, man, I used to be at work, man. I'd be forgetting what the hell I was be doing at work, just be sitting there just listening, writing down stuff, doing this and doing that and everything else like that. And, I was able to pick up a lot of this here stuff, man, by way of what? Being at work, man. So going forth to this here words going out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right, through the firmaments and everything else like that, man. Hey, think about that, man. While you at work, most of the time you have to think about learning about the scriptures, what? At church, sitting down in the pews. Hey, man, I was at church while I was sitting there on the job, man, at work, man. All right, riding around, on your way home from work, man. Still listening to the scriptures, man. When you at the dinner table eating and everything, still listening to the scriptures, man. All right, so, hey, man, there's a point, where you could pretty much listen throughout the whole day, man. All right, so, hey, this here internet is doing a lot of this here heavy lifting, man, making it way more convenient for you to be able to, get your time in with the scriptures, man. All right, because, again, you think about, multitasking and certain things, man. I can't go and sit down, we're not supposed to be in the harlot houses anyway, but I can't sit here and take 2 hours out of my day to go into the church and sit down and listen to this. I got to go and, let's just say, exercise, go to work or something like that. Well, now you can take the word with you while you exercising, while you at work, while you on that road trip. Let's say you driving or something like that, back and forth, you could put the word on and everything else like that. While you in the grocery store shopping, you could be listening to the word, man, multitasking, getting things done, while you cleaning the house, while you doing all these different things, man. So, hey, man, the Lord has given us what the word over what the internet, man. He's opened the books before the firmament, man. But now we coming to a point in time. You go back in time. All right. You go back in time where you know, on the internet, we was able to say a lot more things on the internet, man. Now you can't say any certain things, man. You have to say, you know, acronyms for certain things or come up with nicknames for certain things because hey, hell, even on YouTube now you got to upload and you got to say, is this for children? Is this not for children? And everything else like that, man. So, hey, man, you see all these different changes being made because of what? The truth that was going out, man. And we also know that, like the scriptures say we were reading, let's get back to it, that, so I kind of dropped it. This is Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of Yahweh. So, hey, man, there's going to be a point in time where, you know, there's going to be a famine of bread, or not a famine of bread, but a famine of hearing the word of the Lord, man. Now, bread is synonymous with what? Food, right? Food is what, you know, with a baby, you got to feed a baby, nourish him up and everything else like that, man. All right, but at the end all be all, man, if you're not being fed, all right, you're going to wither away. You're going to starve to death, man. All right, so there's going to be a point in time where the Lord's going to take away that spiritual bread, man, hearing the word of the Lord, man. All right, it says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not be able to find it. And that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. So, hey, this is what's going to wind up happening, man. You have people that's going to be slow to trying to hear the word, trying to find out what's going on, putting off from day to day the Lord. And then guess what? When the famine of the word come to pass, man, all right, you know, let me read this other precept as well, too. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and 9 or 8 or 9. And the salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another, and then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. All right, and so you're gonna wind up looking for truth. All right, and you're not gonna find no truth, man. You're not gonna find no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding out here, man. The scriptures say wisdom, knowledge, and understanding should be the stability of our time. But what? You're not gonna find these things, man. You're gonna be asking for questions. You're gonna be asking for answers out here, man. And the prophets are gonna be gone. All right, you're not gonna be able to go and seek the prophets to these things. And guess what? You only have your friends. And your friends will be like, man, if you know, like I know, you better go get that chip. And guess what? Now your ass is missile food, man. All right, you're gonna be asking what to do, how to go. Hey, man, Esau ain't the enemy, and y'all better stop listening to them niggas. Them niggas trying to sit y'all back. And you right there in the hands of your enemies, man. All right, getting your cat peeled back, man. All right, but ultimately, this is only for what? The elect, man. This was only for the elect to be what? To be saved, man. All right, matter of fact, we'll close out with that in 2nd Ezra chapter 9. 2nd Ezra 9 and start at 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. All right, and you can't believe unless you what? Heard this here word first, man. All right, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. So you had to be ordained from the beginning to be saved, right? Then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways and have cast them away despitefully, shall dwell in torments. All right, so hey, reading that again, it says, then shall they be in a pitiful case. All right, hey, I pity the fool, like Mr. T used to say. But then they shall be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they have cast them away despitefully, shall dwell in torments, man. Because they didn't want to hear and hearken unto these here words, man. All right, they're going to be dwelling in torments, man. All right, you know, hey, ultimately they're going to walk down that path to taking at their chip. They're going to be tormented in the lake of fire before the angel and before the lamb and before the angels, man. All right, they're going to be out there in a very bad case. It says, for such in their life have received benefits and have not known me. All right, and you had the ultimate benefit of the men of the Lord coming to you and preaching unto you, but yet and still, hey, the knowledge of the Lord was far from you, man. You chose not to hearken and listen, even though you was just that close, man. You just didn't never get that understanding. And a lot of you have the men of the Lord in your family, your friends, your co-workers, you know what I'm saying? And some of you women, you're actually in relationships with these men, but you refuse to hearken. But guess what? At that point in time, man, you're going to be left out there to dry. It says, for such in their life has received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when yet the place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not, but despised it. the same must know that the death by pain. So, hey, you have a lot of our people that's out here despising this word of the Lord, man. But when that famine of the word come into to play, and you start looking for answers, and the only people that you got is these niggas that's out here that's trying to either A, catch you up, they trying to finesse you just to, you know, like how you see some of these guys going out here hooking up with some of these women over the internet. They think that, hey, yeah, she finna give me something. Like, you don't realize you getting set up. Your ass is finna get robbed. They not out here to help you. They out here to harm you, man. This is what a lot of the you know, the not to say the truth that a lot of these guys are gonna wake up, the reality that a lot of these guys or these people out here are gonna wake up to, man. You Jakes are speaking about, man. All right, because look, you're gonna know that the prophet have been among you, and the prophet was trying to tell you what was right from what was wrong. But hey, you despise the word of the Lord, and guess what? This is what's gonna wind up happening unto you, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and every will. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.